Right, so I'm about to replace this here. So this goes up there. And this one I took it out to resolder some of the resistors. So they've been resoldered. Now we're going to see if they work. But really quick, you just have a screw here. Removing these consoles is pretty simple. You remove that and then it drops. And it's being held by these clips. Ignore those for now. There's two clips in here. You just pull this down and this will come down, and then you slide this forward, and see, that's how it clips. So this thing just goes underneath this loop, which is attached to this top console. So don't pull on this. I mean, you could force it in all the way, but just, I'm gonna need two hands for it. But anyway, you just pull down. And that's it, you slide forward. So the clips are, there's one, there's two, and they just go in those holes right there. And then it just kind of slides up and over those little hooks. That's pretty much it. And then, just in case you're doing the same thing, it's just 3 screws. There's one, there's 2, there's 3, and the harness. And that's pretty much it. That was a temporary one I had put in there. Now I'm going to put the original. I'm going to take that one out because that one also needs to be resoldered. Fun. And then I've already reassembled this, but the first thing you do is you slide this into those little perches, those little hooks. Then after that, you just clip this on, and then you just put the screw in, and that is it. And there we go.
More. So can I just add to that? Because
there's the radio. So this thing is working. Now on the phone it might look like it flickers, but actually it's working perfectly good. So there we go. Now, manually calculating the MPG, keep in mind this is liters per kilometers. I mean, you can change it if you use standard, but that's what we have there. You can actually get a lot better MPG. That has to do with my driving. But anyway, everything works. So I'm golden. Let me just show you what I had to resolder and how I resoldered it, because I will be doing the same thing to this one, and then I'll just keep it as a spare. All right, so here's the one I removed, and notice it's the same number that was on there. I just replaced it so it works now, but you just have these tabs, and just be careful when you remove those. And that's it. So what you have here is, be careful with this LCD display. You will have to carefully bend this over because you want access to these 2 resistors. So those 2 resistors right here, these are the ones that generally pop out, but just check them all just in case. Sometimes it's other resistors, but usually it's these 2. And looking at this one is the one that's popped out. And this one here, actually. But you just go through and you resolder, and that's it. So when you're soldering, something like this works, or whatever you have, but use a soldering iron. Just use a little bit of solder, and you're gonna need something to hold these down as you're soldering, because they're gonna pop up. I'm gonna solder this left-handed. I'm not left-handed, but make my wife explain, or I don't know. Should put a little bit of solder there. See, that's what happened. You forget things when you're using the wrong hand. So I had to record off camera. Finish it off camera. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So all you do now is you grab the display and you slightly bend it back to where it goes, but not all the way. Don't worry too much about it. My cameraman left me for now, so I'm doing this alone. It's hard to find a Good cameraman. I'm kidding. My wife's probably never going to watch this video, so I can get away with that. But when you place this, this will push the display back, so I won't worry about it too much if the display's not all the way where it should be, because the case will move it. And then just make sure everything's clipped. So that'd be it. So if I were to install this one would be ready to go, but this is now my spare. Sometimes those little resistors will actually fall off completely, and they're going to be inside of the case. Just be careful not to drop them, because they look like little tabs. So don't mistake them. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'll catch you in the next one.